What's up everyone? I am back to talk more about China versus America. So last month I had posted a video talking about the biggest differences I noticed while living in China and living in the United States. And I had said it in the video to comment down below all the things that you noticed that you felt were very significant that I may have missed. And let me tell you, I got so many comments. So today I am back to talk more about these differences and go into all the things that I missed. And I actually have one correction for something I might have gotten wrong. So stay tuned, let's talk about some differences. So first things first, I want to correct myself for what I definitely got wrong in the last video. And I had said that in China in the winter, it really sucks living there because there's no central heating and it's just cold inside and cold outside. And that's only partially true. So where I was living in Yangzhou, China, nearby Shanghai, it's considered the south. And in the south, they don't have the central heating, so you just have to wear more layers and be cold in the winter. But so many people commented calling me out saying that that's not right. And that in the north of China, there's definitely central heating and people don't worry about the winter as much, even though it's technically colder outside. Inside they have heating just like here in the West in the United States. So I was only half right on that. So if you're in the south of China, the winter definitely sucks, but in the north, it's perfectly fine and you don't have to worry about central heating. So got that one wrong. All right, so with that out of the way, now we're going to get into some new differences that I've noticed living in China versus the US. And this one's a little bit more controversial, so there's going to be a lot more hot topics on this video than the last video, which was pretty low key. This one's definitely going to be harder. And the first one, starting off right off the bat, is safety and guns. So living in China, I've never felt unsafe really. Like I could walk around in a back alleyway in Shanghai at 3 a.m., feel completely safe and not feel like I was in any type of danger at all. And my girlfriend also felt this way as a solo female traveler. So there's just no safety concerns in China that I've ever felt. And in the United States, I don't feel that way at all. Right now I'm living in Washington, D.C. and if I ride the metro really late at night, if I'm walking around in the evening, sometimes even during the day, I have to feel more on edge or on guard because the safety is just not what it is in China. And also talking about guns, I've never seen a gun. Police don't carry guns. No one in China really has guns except for the military, obviously. But there's just no guns out in the public spaces. And obviously everyone knows in America, there's been major issues with gun control here. And there's been a lot of mass shootings, a lot of shootings in the United States. And it's just so bad with guns. And I've never felt any of that living in China whatsoever. And sticking to my theme of heavily debated topics, that China definitely has it over the US on safety and gun control, doing a much better job. But in China, the big problem is air pollution. So there's been many days, like countless mornings I'd wake up, I'd look out my window and it'd just be gray smog, barely see more than 30 feet. And it would just be like coating my windows, and I checked my phone and the AQI, the app where like talks about air pollution, would be like 200 to 300 on the scale. It'd just be so gross, and I wouldn't feel really comfortable going outside for long stretches of time and breathing all of that in. And I was worried if I lived there for a really long time, I might develop like lung issues. So the air pollution is a major problem in China right now. And let's just keep putting people on blast. Let's keep going. The next topic I want to talk about is homelessness in the United States. It's just so rampant right now. You go to any major city, Los Angeles, Seattle, New York, Chicago, everywhere you go, I feel like there's countless homeless people everywhere. And I just hate it, hate that feeling. I feel so bad for all those people out there on the streets. And it's just a major problem right now that I feel like no one is addressing. And you want to give everyone money, give everyone shelter, and help everyone, but it's just a systemic problem that's not being addressed or fixed. And I go traveling to these places and I just feel weird and bad taking videos and photos of a beautiful place in New York City right next to someone who's sleeping on the street. And homelessness is such a big issue in the United States, and in China, I barely ever saw anyone homeless. I'm sure there are a few homeless people here and there in big cities and stuff, but I've never really seen that problem in China, and it was very appalling if I did see a homeless person there. So it's just such an issue right now. All right, so those are three of the major topics that I should have included in the last video, and many people commented about them, so I felt like I should really share those with you on this one. And then the fourth topic I want to discuss is definitely not as hard-hitting, but that is the toilet situation. So in China, the toilets are like squat toilets. They're just like holes in the ground. They're not like gross, they're like porcelain holes in the ground. But you also have to bring your own toilet paper when you go to most public restrooms. So it took me a long time to get used to that. So if you go to a restaurant, you go in the bathroom, there's no toilet paper, and it's just, you have to squat over the toilet to go. and which is definitely different in the United States, where there's always toilet paper and it's always a bowl toilet. So that's just one really strange difference between the two cultures, I guess. And following up, talking about that toilet related content everyone was asking for, I want to discuss the elderly communities. Great transition there. So basically I feel like in the United States, as you get older, your circle around you gets smaller and smaller, and if you don't have a lot of family, or if your significant other passes away, I feel like a lot of the elderly people here just like start sitting on the couch watching TV, not really getting out in the community as much, and they kind of reclude to their house. And I feel like that really brings down their health and makes you, honestly, I feel like you die quicker because you just kind of like are alone and don't really have much happening. Whereas I feel like in China, every morning I'd go downstairs in my like apartment complex community, and there'd just be like so many old people out there stretching and dancing and like working out with each other, having communities of people around them, playing cards and just being with each other. I feel like that helps the old people in that area feel like so much more engaged in the community, and like probably live longer and feel healthier and have more energy. So it's just a totally different experience for elderly people in the two countries. Hey everyone, so I got back to my apartment and I realized I forgot to talk about one topic I wanted to discuss, and that is like freedom of speech and media. So in China, when I was living there, I wasn't allowed to use my apps like Google or Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All that stuff is blocked in China, and the only way to access it is with a VPN, which is technically illegal. So Chinese people are often like, they don't have the freedom of speech that we have here in America, where you can say many things and get away with a lot. It's definitely much more strict there, so that's something to consider when moving to China, and there's a huge difference between the cultures. And lastly, after starting off this video so hot and heavy with so many like controversial topics that rile a lot of people up, I'll just do a really easy, nice one to end the video, and that is coffee versus tea. I feel like in the United States, people are obsessed with coffee. Every morning you go anywhere, you work in an office, coffee's there, coffee's ready. Everyone loves their coffee, and I like coffee too. And then in China, it's just like the opposite with tea. It's the same but with tea. So where you would have coffee, input tea. People don't really drink coffee as much, and you go to a lot of coffee shops and the coffee is not great. I think that coffee is definitely better in the US, the tea is definitely better in China, and that's just one of the key cultural differences, I think. So there you have it, and I'll say this again like the last video. Feel free to comment down below if you think I missed anything, you think I'm flat out wrong about anything. I know that like topics like homelessness, air pollution, gun control, and safety, they're really tough to talk about for a lot of people. So if you feel I got it wrong, or you feel like there's a different angle I should be taking on this, let me know. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you guys next time.